All right, guys, I get it. Now, I've handled quite a few Grand Seiko actually, and I've always been slightly underwhelmed, if I'm honest with you guys, until the Snowflake, this guy here, the sbga211. Big thanks to Chris for sharing this with the channel. I appreciate it. And I have to say, from this point forward, I mean, anything could change in the future, I suppose, but when I think of the best Grand Seiko that I've ever handled, it's this one, the Snowflake. And, you know, it's called the Snowflake because of the white textured dial, but the titanium and the polishing, and then, of course, the spring drive, the 9R65 movement, or all of those things are what make it a total package and make it really you know, as iconic as it is. So here's the hang tag, the sbga211, obviously made in Japan. Here's some information. It's the caliber 9R65. There's you know, whatever numbers. Suggested retail of $5,800. So it comes with a hefty price tag, rightfully so, I believe, because of, you know, what you're getting here. I don't know what people sit in what room and polish this titanium, but they're 100% pros at it, because this is the best finishing I've ever seen on a watch. Easily can say that. And any pictures, any video that you've checked out on the finishing on a Grand Seiko or this actual model, then they still don't do it justice. In person, in the metal, when it's in your hand, if you ever get a chance to go to a Grand Seiko boutique or something like that, go check it out, because it is phenomenal. Make sure you're in the right mindset for sure. The lightweight nature of this kind of throws you off a little bit, because when you look at it, it screams like luxury quality. But then when you pick it up, it's like it doesn't feel like there's anything there. So it kind of messes with your head a little bit. Let's talk about the case size, and then we'll get into, I'm babbling too much, but I measure at 40.5 millimeter case. That's what I just measured with my calibers. 48.25 lug to lug, drilled lugs. 12.5 millimeter thick, domed sapphire crystal. 20 millimeter lug widths here. Bracelet tapers down to 18. Pretty simple clasp system here. No micro adjust, but you do have half links. You're going to be able to get it sized appropriately. Now, Chris, I'm not sure what wrist size he has, but I'm guessing, trying to think what it was, probably around 6.25, 6.5, somewhere in there is what this is sized for. So I'm going to show it on wrist here in a minute, but I have I just measured my wrist. I'm at like 7-inch wrist right now. So I'm not going to be able to clasp it down, but I'll be able to show it to you. Let's do some zoom in stuff here. We got to check out the spring drive movement, of course. And check out that case back. There's some smudging on it, I'm sorry, but there's like these scallops all the way around there, and that's pretty interesting. But you know, checking out that movement, you got an excellent full detailed rotor, and then you can see there's some sort of, it's not etched in the glass. I don't know how it's placed on the glass, but there's a Grand Seiko logo there if you get it like hologram style. And then the finishing on that movement is just amazing. Again, I mean, if you're going to really show off a high dollar watch in a you know, the movement in a watch, then this is how you do it up. 30 jewels in that bad boy, and just a great looking movement all around. And that rotor just spins really nice and smooth and easy. Screw down crown, 100-meter water resist. The indices and the handset are almost like mirrors. I mean, that's the only way I can describe them. The polishing on them, like if you do a deep stare, I put my reading glasses on and try to look really close, they basically look like glass mirrors. That's the level of polishing on this. A nice blued seconds hand. The printing on the spring drive just above the 6 is also blue if you catch it in the right light. Try to catch it for you. It's hard to tell. It's in blue, and then the Grand Seiko logo up there is applied and then printed just below it. There's almost somewhat of a transparent type effect on that dial. And then the power reserve is actually cut out and submerged down in it a little bit. And as you unscrew the crown and wind it, you can watch that power meter move, the power reserve meter move. So just a beautiful watch. I'm going to try to get it on wrist. This is not easy because it barely fits over my hand, and I definitely can't clasp it. I mean, I could, but it's like crazy tight. So there it is on my 7 1/4. It's so light and beautiful looking that, I mean, just about any wrist size is going to be able to pull this watch off. So if you guys have any questions on this watch, I'm trying to get it off my hand, definitely chime in the comments. I'll try to get to them. But to a certain extent, I might not be the best person qualified to answer some of the questions on this. Like, I don't know all the inner details of the spring drive movement. There's people out there that are way more qualified for it. I'll put a link in the description to the Grand Seiko website, and you can read up on it there. There's tons of other videos and articles already on this watch. I just wanted to show it off. I feel honored that Chris trusted me to handle this and video it, and I get to share it with you guys. And then hopefully it'll move on from there. But yeah, it's definitely not something I'm going to be able to add in. I'm not sure where they go on the secondary market. I'm sure they're a little bit less than the 5800, but hopefully they kind of hold their value. I feel like it's a watch that definitely could, as long as you kept it in good, clean condition. It seems like it really should. It's just so clean and iconic, and just, I feel like this, out of a lot of watches that are put out, whoever the manufacturer, I feel like this is one that will easily be timeless. The Grand Seiko Snowflake is going to be, yeah, I mean, it's just, you guys get it. It's going to be a great watch forever. So, all right, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next vid.